been here before many times. And well, this trap in towards mid activates, and well, Pacific, they've got what they came for, an advantage. Well, momentarily, Guardy's got one back.
He's got two, in fact. And now back into the smoke. globeX not looking. Rose. Two more ending on B.
You can see the players on the A side just worried and they were dropping back. But now as the Pop tries to come through on B, it's the reinforcements. B main anchor being, oh, I'm sorry, the B main player being identified, and Pacific knew exactly what was coming through. These players here, I just can't hit this shot, and now Laroc's left to try and get one. What? But instead comes out with two. I don't know how he's got that last kill, but he'll certainly take it. And the C's delay is perfect as Rose is played in by comebacks up. One player still to the good BBL Pacific.
Wondering if comeback was going to try and send one back there through the smoke with the op. Now it's all on Crewen to hold to this space, but look, he has the support of Loita.
He does.
The next gun round, it's another drone from Pika in mid, which is shot out beyond the cloud.
OLIZERA though does well to isolate onto Rose, and on top of that, information gained in the round. As comebacks drop back, he'll be found out because of his reposition, and now look at Koi starting to head towards A.
Such a quick reaction from that neural theft as well. OLIZERA just teeing up the rest of his team with this lurk. Effective in punishing Rose there, but can they get the value? There are two players on site, and comeback has got the first with his op before being stunned out.
I mean, that just shows you the quality. Loita wants nothing to do with it. But remember, we've seen this before, where BBL Pacific are always able to come back into these rounds, especially in a 4 versus 4. Comebacks, dimensional drift, identifying players and calling out exactly what's needed to be done. Another ultimate used as well, that'll be the showstopper, and Koi fall like a deck of cards. And well, it'll be a 7-round pickup so far for BBL Pacific. That's an advantage confirmed for them.
As Koi are rapidly moving towards a B execute.
They are, I mean, using the Armageddon to close players out, but they're not even going to be able to get out of heaven. The rifles of BBL Pacific have not hemorrhaged a single player until now, and that came through
from the tower. The round is all but done.
That's what you think, but things can go the other way. No way. It's exactly what you said, and OLIZERA's on for the ace clutch. With 45 points of health, I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's comebacks up. The time is again still
sort of reinvented themselves on this map. We know it was the one which they lost against Eternal Fire in that grand final. Crewen immediately shut out, and it's that mid control again.
Yeah, the fact that that's been won out, but Larocque at the same time is moving through the back lines. The player's not considering, but the shot's not hitting. This is a disaster for BBL Pacific.
Koi have to band their troops together though and haul this over the line. It's still a possible situation as long as Loita and Rose are alive. It's just one back though. That might be it, Cairo.
Still to be used here, but it is going to start to pull players across. And ZachKappa just went through to try and play off the back of the chaos, but instead BBL Pacific once again, they'll thrive in it. Spike attempting to try and go down, the spam not quite hit, but there's two players towards the vents position, so it might be a bit difficult to try and break out. Trade even though, you'll take that if you're Koi at the minute.
Yeah, it's good from ZachKappa as well, gets his entry, does go traded, but there are numbers behind this, and it's only Crewen holding on. He's a tagged player too. And there's OLIZERA, so popping up with further kills. A open for the taking, but there is some reinforcement and it's already finding value. Same issue again! Everyone's looking the wrong way! Just got to take this one dry. Larocque could get the showstopper online, but the util is rehearsed and it's a nice opening. Denied it. But is this corner to clear on comeback? Will they check him? Can he find any value from it? He's committed with no TP, so OLIZERA clears it out. That's a double player advantage now for Koi. They'll press the go button on the B execute, but the ults have gone the opposite way. And Larocque has responded, retaliated in kind. Mid-play cut out, all on Guardy. He delivered us a magnificent 1 versus 4 yesterday.
30 seconds
with
left.
30 seconds left. And these BBL Pacific players counting for so much more of their individual. And BBL Pacific look like they're less likely to let go of theirs right now. But into B main, it's Zach and Pika to start things off brilliantly. Util combo, and still, it's a flawless start to the round for them.
That it is. I mean, there was pings going out at the very start from Pacific, but you could see the trap play that Koi would...
OLIZERA knows he's called to the rest of his team, but played it far too early, so that's a slight crack in the door for Crewen to open up things. 2 versus 4 situation. The retake looks to be fully coming in screen side.
Yeah, and this will slowly be told to Crewen to get a move on and get in towards 7, to hold on and create a crossfire.
He's walking in, but Larok still needs to hold up his end of the bargain. Smoke place will support him. Guardy's down, and Larok looking for more. Gets it. 15 points of health, but the nade will continue to delay this one. Bring it right down to the final few grains of sand. The grand finalists from last year. And anything less than making a return there would be below their expectations. Zach has managed to find the first kill, though. Onto the MVP comeback. He's gone. And that's your outlet missing. Still Larok available, though, and with both of his satchels online and this paint shells, can very quickly dive in. Oh, look at globeX. That's huge.
That's lovely. Yeah, massive. And look at where that spike's committed to as well. The fact that that's still down in mid, Pacific might have feel that their hand's forced, and this might take even longer for the spike to get to the A side. Remember, this is where the spike went down on the pistol round.
Kara, I tell you what, it might even take longer for them to get the round here. It looks like there's been a read from Pika at the very least that late into the day, this is where they want to go, but he's overlooked the heaven position. OLIZERA playing around the cage, gets on with the Spectre. That's an upgrade, but Loita pounces to quickly trade it out. And this looks a lot more doable if you're BBL Pacific.
That it does, with ZachKappa being low and a full belt on Omen and Breach. This is so doable.
But for which team? Larok right on the edge of the smoke. Still, Loita is so far away from this. The plant is fairly open to his position should he walk out rafters. But again, you're looking at Larok doing the heavy lifting, and he'll stand up. Larok has the showstopper. He ignites it, and it will find Guardy. That's a lot of the stopping power behind this A-site defense gone. Just Pika left for now. Support comes in heaven through globeX, but he's all alone.
I love this that Loita's been doing this like a fair bit now, where he'll get to a position, fake his TP back, and I know this is something that's like common all throughout Valorant, but something that he does differently than that is he'll break the conditioning of the TP and eventually at one point just stick it. He did it in B main on a defense.
It's just, it's sick, man. It's these little details. I feel like we spoke a bit about how on the desk, BBL Pacific have been running the same 5 agents on the maps that they played up until this point. It's because you have a specialist on each of them in each and every role, right? Comeback's slowly been phasing out his jet as well. There's only 30 seconds to play with here, though. And BBL Pacific are heading straight towards B, but the op is dealt with, and the TP stuck has been shut down. OLIZERA has, well, only his own Phantom in his hands to help support him here. 20 seconds, that's another reveal, and a 3rd kill from OLIZERA. He has been fantastic so far, but you can't get ahead of yourselves. There is time for the spike plant for Crewen.
Yeah, that's the problem. There is time. He has 2 bullets away. Pika's there. He knows where he is. There's no way.
Koi are very quickly heading towards this A site.
I like how decisive they're being. I thought they were going to stop and maybe wait, but no, they're out in towards the site. BBL Pacific, it's a bloodbath. And you know what, it just always seems to be the case. All 5 players stand up and await the leader of the Spanish side.
What on earth could Pika possibly do from this position? Koi able to win the 2nd of the pistol rounds on split, but BBL Pacific winning theirs on the defense and looking to double up here as well. Quick tap of the orb, but as you...
And it doesn't at the same time. Oh, OLIZERA, he's been found out. BBL PCIFIC have posed on the map.
Absolutely. Re-clearing a main now. Stun thrown out from Larok, and little capitalization from it. Koi able to reap the reward. No extra counter utility, really. Still postured towards A, and again, it is still only Rose in art.
Very comfortable playing this position by himself. Thing is, though, globeX is on the other side of this smoke, so with being in such a committed position, that can happen, untraded, nobody close by to even at least hold on to the space, which makes BBL PCIFIC reconsider their options here. That's 3 players only left on this defence.
Crewen is still backfilling all of this though. The cages go up, no one pushes in front, and the drone didn't fully clear, so as the reveal goes in, BBL PCIFIC have a platform for the retake.
They do. Come back, saw a glimpse of Guardy, but can't quite find it, and it's a little bit messy towards this back side, uncharacteristic of the Turkish side here, and a 2 versus 3. Things look to be going Koi's way as time ticks away, but Crewen finds an avenue in which to ingress this attack. Tap of the spike, pulls out the grav well, and now that's utility for this post plan starting to go. Another tap of the spike, another player committed to this. Crewen's just going to try and commit to this.
They like to execute late, but there isn't enough time for them to head elsewhere. B is where this one will finish.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, Nightfall to be invested from Pika, and that's exactly the case as all the other utility comes through. Rose trying to play in front and does so successfully, only for one though. Larok trying to come in and support as well. Got to be keeping an eye on Halls as Loita gets 3 of his own. And globeX,
Playoffs, of course. Could very well be the opponent of either of these, but starting off this round, globeX has managed to pick up a kill. Does still have the Cosmic Divide, that's very important. Most likely will be used to gain access to the B site and get the spike plant that you were talking about. Make it a bit more defensible.
Well, who's next? I mean, when you look at Pacific here, for the most part, nowhere near this site. Still taking their time though, as we're seeing Koi wanting to pay attention to the smaller details, and that might allow Pacific to come straight back in and flood, and they're doing that.
Oh, straight in, Larok removed. Guardy's ult finding further value, Crewen.
Apologies.
But to sort of build on what you've said there, this is how Pacific... Oh
what?
My lord, Zach, hello? Just threading the needle
from
onto...
Koi, and finally they're starting to get an idea. It will be towards A.
Yeah, Koi are quite slow to scale onto this site, but they do get there in the end. Rose has been revealed in art. It's Crewen coming through connector that is a problem though. He has a Vandal, 1 of 2 in this round. And that, well, dive in from Larok has bought the space for comeback to get another double kill. Smoke down onto the spike. globeX one back in the conversation, but comeback is bearing on down to their position, putting them under stress. Crewen, but the Neon right by his side can activate at a moment's notice. There's going to be 4 players on A when this execute comes in.
And that's the worst part, right? Like, you can already see how this round could potentially go with where the players' positions are. Both Astras not having anything to do with this, but this is a really nice pivot into connector from Koi. And not only that, they've got all the information. Players though are definitely capable as well in a 4 versus 2.
The state of the game can change. We have seen that before. So BBL PCIFIC don't want to be complacent.
The reclear's happened and they're starting to head towards A.
Yeah, we've seen this round before. Comeback doesn't have a TP, unfortunately, so he can't get out quickly. Crewen investigating mid. The rotation's coming in a little bit late here for BBL PCIFIC, and so 1 by 1 they will fall. Pika gets his. Larok thinking about heading back in.
Nice.
The spike plant was not denied, but out in the open, Loita profits. Between the 2 of them, still half a chance. It's comeback now brought back into play. Larok again, and Koi no answer. No one on the other side to pick up the phone.
The spike plant. I think I like this.
They're not usually in this position, but with the overdrive on Larok, Swiftly diminishing. How much can he get from this? Already first kill picked up. They're so slow to peek off the back. globeX not there to trade. Finally does it. But already man advantage for BBL PCIFIC, and with it being the ult thrown into the fire and flames, there are no weapons lost. Comeback still has this rifle. But there are ults for Koi. And that is probably the only win condition they'll be looking at right now.
The only thing for me is Rose jump spotting this. Needs to be careful of Guardy's position.
He's caught backside solo. Cosmic Divide to play around. Perhaps throwing him a hand here, Koi, as still Rose is staying alive. The support can't come soon enough. It's been shut down in the alley, but we go 2-on-2. Still no rifle recovered for Loita, but he's about to pick one up. And now it feels like a lot more lopsided in favor of BBL PCIFIC.
Pika needs to be careful, no utility, just has to stick to his guns.
An easy combination to make.
Cutting through.
That is.
Should at the very least have site control here.
Yeah, that they should. What has happened there? At least does a trade through the smoke, and Pika taking a forward line, gets caught off guard by Larocque. It's scrapping a little bit deathmatchy.
Outside of Turkey, of course, Eternal Fire, the other one to have done it. They're on an 11-map streak so far, Cairo, and into an empty B site does put them in a very strong position to take that first step forward in this second half.
That it does. Stars down, utility there. Koi though, ready to come back in at a moment's notice, but still need to clear out towards lane. And somehow Rose just escaped towards CT. That's a position that the players in Heaven need to be careful of. And PCIFIC get the real estate from themselves. 3 clean fights since the 4th and 5th do not go their way. Identified at least 2 of the players that are sitting from PCIFIC. And while this Prowler will catch on to a terror trail, you'll see that the positions are a lot more further back. But this space here that Crewen's tried to take will be punished. So right now, Koi have a lot of information, and not only that, they've got rid of the lurk.
Yeah, it's great from Guardy. And having removed the lurk, the question is, do they anticipate further player numbers behind this? BBL PCIFIC intensifying their efforts towards B, getting ready to play forward. OLIZERA right by the smoke, could be in a dangerous position to clear.
Could be. Hasn't been cleared at all at the moment, as that Charge is walked out. OLIZERA gets his position and works out in his favour. Tried to use the cage to spam through, but instead Larocque fires back. And well, the players on PCIFIC are somewhat low, and it's a momentary bliss to get that spike down.
Loita's actually managed to stay in the corner as well, so he's decayed but not dead. There is a huge health advantage towards Koi coming into this retake.
Not that there is, but it's about hitting those shots. And as we know, even on low HP, PCIFIC can still bite back, and that they do. It's Loita that gets the kill. ZachKappa coming in alone, and it's just 1 versus 1 after 1 versus 1. Something to work with in the next half.
We'll have to see.
We will have to see, although Comeback did have a Gentlemate spray on yesterday just to highlight that one. So, yeah, Comeback already starting things off.
That's the thing too. The question later down the line would potentially be, how successful is the system in his absence? Right now, he's the driving force behind this execution, going the long way round, flanking in towards spawn. The initial push has been shut down almost entirely, and it's the shorty coming out from Comeback to try and save them now. The circumstance you said, the neural theft in play, Comeback revealed, but it's that TP after the second tag, which leaves OLIZERA guessing.
Yeah. The fact there's 2 flashes in pocket as well here. OLIZERA's been found. Checking it. Look at the space that Crewen's getting right now.
Yeah, and with Rose droning out on A, he's actually going to set up his own ult. Guardy dodges the tag, but Crewen closing in on the other side of the cage is going to be able to find his target. Tango down. Koi Fénix with only 4 players between them and a lower bracket.
Oh,
Make it 2.
Yeah, I was going to
30
say,
seconds
Rose,
left.
we're watching his POV on the A side, but everything's been happening on B. Spike was nowhere near towards here, but those Spike kills right now makes this round a little bit more interesting.
Is Rose gonna be given the time of day? Pika is thinking about the flank. He's gonna take this the full 10 yards. Rose, as the spike is down, the backstab is prepared, hovering above the shoulder blades, the Phantom is drawn. It's a free double kill for the captain to